So today, the final portion, we're going to talk about stakeholders. Now, has there been tens of billions of dollars donated since 2010 for oil and gas and mineral rights and unconventional gifts? No. We're hopeful. Today we have with us Troy Firth and Ann Sochi from the, almost said the Western Pennsylvania, the Foundation for Sustainable Forestry, Kyle English and Amy Atkinson from the Western Pennsylvania Community Foundation, and Mike Degenhart from Penn State. There's been a great deal of discussion amongst this group regarding unconventional gifts and the thought as to how they can be done. So the gift of a royalty interest, Troy and Ann are going to talk about potentially the gift of an interest in property where you have a donor that actually wants to give the whole property and how they can share in that value with the charity. So we're going to go over some various scenarios, talk about getting through the process, and then finishing up for the day. So Troy, would you like to share with us the thoughts on what you guys do at the Foundation Sustainable Forestry? You can stand up, Troy, or you can stay there.
The Foundation for Sustainable Forest.
You got to talk with that mic close to your mouth.
Is a land trust that is mainly interested in preserving open space and conducting good forestry operations on those lands. So that from that we've developed what we called a shared gift giving program, which is when we have a person who is interested in protecting that land but would like to see some money go to some specific charitable organization, we can be the vehicle to manage the lands. And it's quite flexible here. It's really the donor's option as to how the land can be held and the percentages of money that can go to different charitable organizations. Our objective is to see that land is preserved as open space and is managed in a sound manner, and to cooperate with certain charitable organizations to accomplish that. And I guess that's the overview. I don't know, I think maybe in the questions here we can see how there can be interest in this.
So Troy promised to be short and sweet. How is that? And concise. All right, a full disclosure, I'm on the board of directors for the Foundation for Sustainable Forestry, and I'm on the Estate Planning Council at Penn State University Park. Troy has sawdust in his blood. Troy, will you cut yourself so we can see? Not today. All right, in any case, believe it or not, there are a number of people that have the 50 or 100 acre parcel that is the nearest thing to them other than their children. So, out in the greater Pennsylvania area, you've got tax attorneys with irrational exuberance for hunting and fishing that buy their 50 or 100 acres, and it becomes very important to them. It's where their family has had their property, their events, and those kind of things. Sometimes, though, the family moves away, and we have more of these than you would expect. The family moves away, the son is in California, the daughter's living with her husband in Florida, and the other daughter is in Texas. And, to this family's disappointment, they just don't get back to that property in Pennsylvania nearly as often as that you would like them. Chances are they're not going to keep the property when mom and dad die. Troy's had the opportunity, he was sort of evolved over time, to manage some of those parcels of property in his other life in timber management. And these people reach out to him and say, you know what, Troy, we like the way you manage. We want to keep the property in its current state in perpetuity. We want you to manage it. We like the Foundation for Sustainable Forestry, but we are alumni from Allegheny. We are alumni from Penn State. We want to leave money to our church. And we don't have a whole lot of assets. We want to leave our IRA assets to our children. We want to leave the other assets we have. But this parcel of property, we don't want it to be sold. We don't want it to be developed, and we don't want it to change the management structure on it. You can accomplish those things and accomplish their philanthropic goals. And if you lean hard on Troy, you might be able to get a better percentage than 50% of the future profits out of it too. So, as a charity, if you have an opportunity to receive property And remember, there's a whole bunch of additional management issues that goes on with property, and you want to share that with multiple charities. You can think about doing that with the foundation.